I'm Kendall Brettig.
Register for the Big Brunch because every bite counts. Go to thebigbrunchdrive.com.
A woman has been arrested after allegedly stealing thousands of dollars worth of property from an Airbnb at Lockleys last month. CCTV showed a woman and 3 children leaving after their 2-night stay with items allegedly belonging to the owner's family, including clothing, jewellery, a record player and a gaming console. Following an investigation, patrols attended and searched a Findon address where they located some of the stolen items. A 36-year-old woman was arrested and charged with theft. A second address was later searched in Seaton and further items located and returned to the victim. Accused killer Erin Patterson has told the jury in her murder trial it's possible she accessed posts about death cap mushrooms. Penelope Lish reports.
Erin Patterson was taken to a series of web pages police say were found during a search of a computer seized from her home. She was questioned whether she was the person who had gone to the posts about death cap mushroom sightings just over a year before the fatal lunch. She told the jury it was possible, but she couldn't remember as it was around 3 years ago. When she was questioned as to whether it could have been her children, she replied, "I don't know." The Crown prosecutor then put to the accused woman whether she had an interest in death cap mushrooms. Erin Patterson replied, "It depends what you mean by interest." That's where the evidence ended for the day, with the jury sent home for the long weekend. The trial will continue next week. Erin Patterson has denied ever deliberately poisoning anyone.
Convicted wife, killer and former teacher Chris Dawson has lost his appeal to overturn his conviction for sexually abusing a student in the 1980s. The 76-year-old was handed a jail sentence of 3 years in 2023. He's also serving 24 years for murdering his first wife, Lynette, who vanished in 1982. Testing of water in the Coorong's North Lagoon has confirmed the presence of the Karenia strain of algae, which has affected parts of our coastline. It flowed through the Murray Mouth into the lagoon during last month's storm and high tide. Water testing will be undertaken weekly to monitor the situation and to consider management options. Beef producers say a push to allow the US to export its product to Australia appears to be politically motivated. The federal government's considering easing meat import restrictions in a bid to get an exemption from American tariffs. Labor insists it'll only make the change if it can guarantee Australia's biosecurity. But Red Meat Advisory Council Chairman John McKillop says even if restrictions are eased, the US would struggle to compete.
The most the US ever exported to Australia was 210 tonnes. And to put that in comparison, last year we exported 394,000 tonnes to the US. It'd be like trying to export gas to Qatar.
Women taking weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Mounjaro are being urged to continue to use barrier contraception. The UK's Medicines and Healthcare regulator says the weight loss methods may reduce the effectiveness of oral contraception. Turning to FIVEAA sport, and the countdown's on to tonight's blockbuster top 4 clash between Adelaide and Brisbane. The Crows have made one change, welcoming back Rory Laird. Sid Draper has been dropped. While Port has made 3 changes for its clash against GWS tomorrow night, with Asava Radigalia, Kane Farrell and Josh Sin all coming back in. And Geelong coach Chris Scott is confident captain Patrick Dangerfield is ready to return to his best as the Cats prepare to take on Gold Coast tomorrow. Dangerfield is returning from a hamstring injury after a fortnight on the sidelines. Scott says they haven't considered holding him back another week.
I think the assessment would be that last week was the extra week. In the context of previous hamstring issues he's had, this is right at the minor end. And we probably would have pushed him a little bit harder, if we were in the last couple of games of the season, but didn't feel the need to do that. So he's definitely right.
Mal Meninga has been named the inaugural head coach of the Perth Bears. The Rugby League immortal will step down from his current role as Kangaroos coach. And the Pacers have taken a 1-0 lead over the Thunder in the NBA Finals, winning Game 1 by just 1 point. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Slowing through Magill around urgent gasworks at Old Norton Summit Road near Connell Road. Still in Magill, burst water main at Penfold Road near Romalo Avenue. And in Clovelly Park, another burst water main at South Road near Newton Melbourne Avenue. Speeds are down to 40 for outbound around that one. Watch out for speed cameras, Hub Drive, Aberfoyle Park and Hillier Road in Ranella. Dare to be exceptional in the Maserati Grecale. 5 years, complimentary servicing, 5-year warranty and a $5,000 trade-in allowance. See your Maserati dealer. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The Robertson Brothers, Her Majesty's Theatre, June 25, Barossa Arts Centre, June 29.
Showers and 17 today, more of the same tomorrow. Showers continuing on Sunday down to 13 and showers for the public holiday Monday 16. At the moment 16. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglas. Tonight, fuel prices plummeting below $1.50. But tonight, the looming price hike. The spectacular breakup of Donald Trump and Elon Musk. How Kanye West is now involved. New state budget funding for police. How it will be used to entice recruits. And the latest from the Crows ahead of tonight's Adelaide Oval blockbuster. 9 News. Your news. Nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
Good afternoon. Hey, this is very exciting for me and for everyone, I think, because complete care. This is where our live stream kicks in. And for the very first time, I get to do Foodie Friday with Chris Jarma. So if you get on Facebook, you get on YouTube right now, it's Foodie Friday time. Hit it.
To help plan. Welcome to Foodie Friday with Chris Jarma from Jarma's Kitchen. Thanks to Smeg and Parafield Airport Liquor.
Lovely to see you.
You too, Leith.
Thank
Good
you
to
for
see
coming
you.
in. I feel very weird. I've never done this before, and there's like staff over there.
Yeah, no.
The boss is looking down the line.
Sometimes Rowie walks past and makes a noise.
I heard he
interrupts.
destroyed a box of cheesels last week.
Yes, that's right.
Well, it's great to have you here. We've got some amazing wine to get through from Powell's, Parafield Airport Liquor. Thank you to Jamie and Sam. We'll get to that. This is all courtesy of Jarma's Kitchen, of course. Before we start, you're looking resplendent, and everyone can see this on the live stream. You're wearing your Crows gear, because someone may or may not know you do the Crows food.
Yeah, so I've got to rush back to work straight after here, load up the car and get the food in the change room before the game starts, and then feed the boys after the game.
No. What do we eat normally, the Crows, post-game?
Lamb cutlets. They're famous now on Fox Footy.
Yep.
Alex Neil Bullen was filmed eating one of those.
Yes.
So they get lamb cutlets, burritos, brisket burritos, always standard, chicken tenders, cucumbers with salt. That's it.
Really?
Just cucumbers and salt. And everyone says to me, what is the secret to these cucumbers? And it's just cucumbers with sea salt.
Is that good for them, or are they just like it?
Well, salt's good. It's good for cramping.
Yep.
Stops cramping.
Oh, instead of the pickle juice.
And then Matty Crouch asked me to do dim sims, but then he got injured. So I've done dim sims a couple of... Everyone loves a dim sim. He'll be back, yeah.
Fingers crossed. Do you take any dishes away if they play poorly, or did you add a couple of extra?
I used to do victory prawns, but it got all too stressful.
All right, so what are we doing today here?
Today, well, it's Beer and Barbecue Festival starting tonight.
Last one?
Yes, the last one, unfortunately, but I'm sure it'll come back in some sort of version. I actually had a stand at the 2017 Beer and Barbecue Festival.
We're seeing this now on our live stream, Facebook and YouTube, thanks to Complete Care. Good setup.
That's my 3-barrel Yoda smoker that we bought specifically for the Beer and Barbecue Festival. We had a stand at the Ashes as well.
So you've got a smoker there, for those who aren't seeing the live stream. So basically a trailer, smoker on top, you've got 4 wheels, you've got a heap of firewood there.
Yeah,
it's all compact, isn't it? Up and go?
That I shared with another chef friend of mine, Kano, who works up in the Barossa, that I've since sold out. I think he still owns it. I got out of that business because I got too busy at the restaurant.
Yep.
But that's where I got... the bug to do American-style slow food.
Yes.
Slow barbecuing or slow cooking. I had that smoker. I've had another one at the restaurant as well, which we do our brisket in. And today, well, let's talk about today. I've never done one, but I've always wanted to, and it's called a Thor's hammer.
Now, so not only is it beer and barbecue, but you know that my diet isn't all that varied. It's a little limited.
I had to make sure whatever I cooked on your first Foodie Friday, you actually eat it.
I'm so excited.
There is some side dishes that we're going to do, which is
the Thor's hammer, we should say, is just... What part of the cow does the Thor's hammer come from?
It's the beef shank. So imagine a lamb shank, but a 3.6 kilo one.
So everyone at home who's listening to us, watching us on the live stream will know this. The shank is what families have fought over for years. Dad always traditionally had the shank, and then when you worked your way up in the family, it might be the older child gets a chance to do
so the shank is what the butcher would cut the osso buco with.
Yes.
So if you were making osso buco, they get the shank, run it through the bandsaw, and then you would make your osso buco. So what I've done, I'll talk about how we prepared the hammer. So we rubbed it in Worcestershire sauce and mustard, yellow mustard.
Yes.
So you can use Dijon French mustard. I like the American Frenchies.
And this is days out. This is not just this morning you did this.
So, yeah, I put it in the smoker on Wednesday.
Yep.
And then smoked it for about 4 hours. That's just my oven ready.
Okay.
Smoked it for about 4 to 5 hours. And then if you don't have a smoker, you can just slow cook it in your barbecue. And then
So Weber low heat for ages.
Get a bit of high heat, get some bark on there.
Okay.
So then after the mustard and the Worcestershire, we're going to put our rub.
Yep.
Now, you can use any sort of rub. I make my own rub, and I use salt, pepper, cumin, paprika, oregano, and brown sugar.
So the days of just slapping a bit of meat on a grill and a hot plate are over, aren't they? Everyone puts rubs and salts and dips and
even if you go see Barnsey down at the barbecue Weber store, he has a great selection of rubs.
Yep.
And or you can try and make your own. Or a local butcher shop sell rubs these days as well.
Okay.
So that goes in the smoker 4 to 5 hours to get our smoke and our bark.
Beautiful.
And then we need to slow cook it.
Yes.
So then we wrap the whole thing in foil.
Yep.
And we add our sauce. You don't have to do the sauce, but I just put a bit of barbecue, a bit of meat glaze, and a bit of water. And that would just give it a little bit more moisture.
Sure.
I did 2 versions of it.
Because you don't want it to be too dry, do you?
No. So, but as long as it's covered, and then you slow cook it for another 3 to 4 hours.
Yep.
Until you can put a skewer in there, and just comes out just so in and out like butter. No resistance.
Beautiful. So it's interesting when you talk about meat and how we have this. We might, while you're doing your preparation, we should say too, people can see this on the live stream for those listening at home. You're chopping up some red onion. We've got a bit of red cabbage in there, some Chinese cabbage in there, some chives. So this is for your salad to go along with it, your slaw.
The slaw and I brought a mac and cheese, which I know you don't eat, Leith, but I'm sure someone...
I know, I love mac and cheese, but I've got to get home.
Yeah.
So I'd have mac and cheese at home. I don't need to go into the reason why, but it's a dangerous travelling meal for me, the mac and cheese. That would probably be the fact that I'm lactose intolerant would be the issue for that. Can I show you on the live stream now, and people can see this? Do you know, I think you're the most popular live stream we do. People tune in to get the tips and the tricks, but they also like to know exactly what's whipping up. Do me a favour. I know you're using a very sharp knife there while you're cutting your chives, but have a look at that roast that I cooked. This is a Tony O'Connell roast from the Central Market. Do you like that?
Is it brisket or
no? That's just normal roast in my oven.
Oh, nice.
So we put that up on socials. Half the people thought I hammered it to a tree during a bushfire, and the other half said that is perfect. That's exactly how you want to cook a roast. No blood, no juice, no pink.
So the year I did the beer and barbecue was 2017. You know who was there? Who is now he was famous then, but he's even ultra famous
now.
You know, he's a chef.
Yep.
Loves smoking food. Matty. I think his name's Matty Matheson.
Okay.
And he was in the movie The Bear. He was the electrician. Oh. You know, the big fat guy with all the tattoos? Yeah.
That's it. Well, it's such a massive... I remember hosting... I might have even been a judge at one of the slow cooker events at the showgrounds many moons ago, and the people slept overnight.
Yeah.
Like, it was such a process that you couldn't just go home, let them eat. It was something that you had to be there. It's a labour of love.
Yeah, well, my friend who I worked with, he had to sleep there in his swag.
Okay. So we're looking here on our live stream for those listening at home. So you basically, this is cooking up your slaw. So you serve the Thor's hammer with some mac and cheese and a slaw. You think they just go...
Yep, and I brought some soft tortillas, so if you want to throw some in a tortilla.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping when I pull it out of that tray,
yes,
it's just I'm going to get some gloves on, and it's just going to go shred.
So I went down home once to Mayura in Millicent, down in the southeast, and the great Chong Lu was cooking for us. And he brought out some steak, and I cut it open, and it was half alive. And I sent it back, and then there was silence in the room because apparently you're not allowed to send food back for a legendary chef. You're a legendary chef. Will you be offended if my meat is not cooked enough? If there's a little bit of pink? Look down the camera. Tell everyone if you're going to be offended.
No, look, I feel that you're paying for it,
yes.
Although it does upset me when someone orders a Chateaubriand well done. I think it's a waste for that particular cut of meat.
Yep.
But like a slow roast or whatever... but if you want your steak well done, I'll cook it well done.
We're getting messages. I love this too on your live stream messages. Todd says, first and foremost, go the Crows for tonight. So good luck against Brisbane. Judy says that looks like one deadly knife. You'd be a knife guy.
Yeah,
all chefs are. You've got to have a great knife.
I've mentioned it before. I actually have a Japanese knife addiction.
Yeah.
So I would buy one probably every 3 months.
You got the big samurai sword at the.
The only one
too.
I don't have is a tuna knife, which I can't remember the name of it, which I want one. They're about this long. I don't know when I would ever cut it. If Ned promised, he promised to give me a whole tuna, hasn't delivered yet. When he finally does, I can cut that up with that.
The Mayor of Paul McDonald's, you're catching heaps out of Paul Mac at the moment too. By the way, thanks to Jamie and Sam at Powers, we have to go along with this. The Penley Estates Chertsey, C-H-E-R-T-S-E-Y, the Chertsey, which is a blend of Cab Sav Merlot, Cabernet Franc, and Shiraz. Now, as you know, not only do I not have an adventurous diet, but I don't drink alcohol.
You don't drink.
So Kendall Breddig is very excited because she put her hand up in 2 seconds from our newsroom. She's going to come and try it for us, which is terrific. And I think that you and I, in the 6 months that we are going to do this together, are going to have some fun because people get to help out. What did you just drop in your slaw, by the way? That's so just your mayo?
A classic French dressing.
Yes.
And some mayonnaise. I use the Kewpie, the Japanese one, or you can use any type of mayo.
All of this is on our Facebook page and our website too, 5AA.com.au. We're going to take a short break.
Oh, good.
More with Foodie Friday with Chris Jarma on the other side of this. Chris is mixing his slaw. We've got Thor's hammer to come. We've got the Penley Estate from the beautiful Coonawarra down in the southeast. So more Foodie Friday after this. Hope you're watching.
Our state can be proud of its unique businesses, big and small. Let's celebrate them with 5AA's Best of SA.
Maxima is a proud SA success story with over 40 years experience supporting job seekers and employers across the country. Maxima can help you land your first job, start an apprenticeship, a traineeship or change careers. If you run a business, they can also recruit for you. Let Maxima help you reframe what's possible.
The Best of SA, thanks to major sponsor Ray White Business Sales and Adelaide's 5AA.
And sir, because you've been such a good customer, you get a bonus tin of cat food.
But I don't have a cat.
That's not a bonus. Head to Sip and Save and buy any participating 24-pack bottles of Cooper's beer and receive a bonus 750ml long neck of the same beer. Cooper's Original Pale Ale 24-pack bottles are $58.99 and Cooper's Mild Ale 3.5% 24-pack bottles are just $49.99. You can expect more from Sip and Save. More deals, more range, more service. Prices may vary in country areas while stocks last.
Sip and Save.
There's more in store. Lift your game with United.
Hello guys, Matty Johns here. Now, I've learned a little bit about tackling and teamwork over the years, and word on the street is to tackle the big lifting jobs, you need the new Cat forklift on your side. Right now, you can get it for just $29,990 during the United Forklift end of financial year sale. And you're not going to get any better than that for the toughest, most reliable forklift on the market. Yep, so come on people, lift your game, search United Forklifts today.
Oh, here's one. Hey, you leaving, mate?
Yeah, 1 sec, buddy.
Okay, no worries. Oh, come on. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
Parking turning you into someone you're not? Search UPark app today.
This end of financial year, the feeling starts at CMI Toyota, SA's #1 selling Toyota dealer. There's over 200 pre-owned vehicles in stock, ready for immediate delivery. Like the 2021 Hilux Workmate from $26,990 plus on roads. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 7-day money-back guarantee. View the range online or visit CMI Toyota today.
We love to see you see a mileage.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota. Rego S987CKP. LVD 2009.
G'day, it's Fitzy here. You know what, I wish my kids would call me a legend. But the actual legends down south are Lamb Solar. South Australia has some of the most expensive electricity prices in the world. An unfortunate fact that Lamb couldn't accept. Lamb is a team of local champions who care about finding the best solar solution for your home. They're honest and they don't do the hard sales thing. So if you're thinking about solar, think LAMM, Lamb, the real legends of the South.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to get free installation? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? 2, the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers and get free installation on your cabinets with laminate benchtops. For a limited time, of course. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
FIVEAA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
And this is Foodie Friday. We want to thank Parafield Airport Liquor, the perfect partner for every dish. Pals have your matching beverage for every meal. And of course, Chris Jarmer, thanks to Smeg and to Pals, is here. The lovely Kendall Breddy, if you're watching on our live stream, thanks to Complete Care from the FIVEAA newsroom, is here. Tom Wren, just coincidentally, Kendall happened to walk by. This is what happens every week, like scavengers come past seagulls to a chip, Chris, for a bit of stray food.
Yes. And then they always get the leftovers in, or the sales staff come in and eat the leftovers.
Understandable too. So we're eating Thor's hammer. So this is your slow-cooked, gigantic slice o' meat.
Yes. And Sam and Jamie have matched the Penley estate. Cabernet, Merlot, Cab Franc, Shiraz. I like to read out the tasting notes.
So it's a little bit of everything.
The texture and mouthfeel are dense and complex of this Bordeaux-inspired wine. It is most definitely a wine that is suited for a big steak or a smoked Thor's hammer. Its aroma is earthy, and when tasting this full-bodied wine, one thinks of black fruits and white pepper.
All right, Kendall, are you a red wine enthusiast?
I do like red wine, and yes, that's very fruity.
Cheers.
It smells very nice, doesn't it?
Do you swish and swirl? Oh, no, you're straight down, Chris. No messing around. Oh, no, he does. Look at his...
Oh.
Do you just go...
Yeah.
I normally just... I did that for the show.
So this is what I've learnt over the years too. So red wine, red meat goes perfectly together, correct?
Yes.
That's a nice drop. You enjoy that?
Yeah, very nice. Very... it's actually quite light. It's very... fruity.
So it's not bold like some reds. It's not...
And look, the weather has turned finally.
Yes.
Getting lots of rain. Nothing better than a nice red on a rainy night.
Yep.
With...
We just need a fireplace, Chris. We've got red meat, red wine.
So perfect for smoked meats is mac and cheese. So I'll put breadcrumbs on top.
Yes.
Mac and cheese is just really easy to make. You just make a bechamel and make it a bit runnier than you would normally by adding a little bit of extra milk.
A bechamel is what for those
Bechamel is like a white sauce.
White sauce.
And it's always equal parts butter and flour.
Yep.
And if it's 100 grams of butter, 100 grams of flour, it's 1 litre of milk.
Right.
Mix your flour and your butter and then warm your milk, throw in a little bit of chicken booster, a little bit of bay leaves, a little bit of garlic, and then strain the hot milk into the butter and flour, and voila.
Sounds divine.
Cook your pasta. Your little elbows are good, your little macaronis are good. I'm going to throw that in the oven.
It is my all-time favourite meal, Kenny. So if it's my death row meal, I mean, there's going to be some mess to clean up, I'll be honest, at the end. But it's the ultimate, is it not? You could have it as a meal, Chris, not just as a side. But
mac and cheese.
It's divine. So we've got here, Kendall, I forgot the name of these.
Tortillas.
Thank you, tortillas. Thank you, Christopher. You can tell that
tortillas.
I'm an uncultured boy from the southeast. So you can either have it as the...
I'm going to raise this just a second.
As the Thor's hammer itself on its own, or you can have the macaroni cheese with it.
I want to get
got slaw.
I've got my... we even have a brand new Smeg oven in our studio now.
It's nice and clean.
Yeah.
And have we showed off the sauces that you've got here?
Okay.
These look a little
Are we allowed
scary.
to say these at this time? So this one is called Devil's Bitch. We allowed to say
hot
that?
sauce, yeah. These are some of the...
It's 20 past 3?
I have no affiliation with them, but if you look at...
X-rated hot sauce. Is it that hot? Kendall, take some.
No.
Just a little on the finger.
This one is West African voodoo juice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
So, all right, should we...
Please.
Do the
oh,
shred?
yeah, I'm so excited. So, again, you put black gloves on for this too. So, If you're looking on our Complete Care live stream, you'll see all of this. You're getting record numbers, by the way. Jen says, lovely to see you, Kendall. It's a nice drop the Merlot, delicious with a red meat dish. Gino says he was going to watch the live stream, but he's just saw Chris's Crows T-shirt. And now he is out. Robin giving a bit of love too on the live stream.
Right.
Oh, look at this. I hope this camera does it justice, if we can get the overhead shot from this.
And
so
Chris,
you've cooked this for how long?
Yeah.
Sorry, Kendall. Chris, how long have you cooked this? Days.
Probably 7, 8 hours at least.
But you prepared 2 days ago.
Marinated on Wednesday, cooked on Thursday, and then finished today.
This looks
Now, it's very soft.
Oh, look.
So we take it out of our juice.
If you're a vegetarian, turn off the live stream right now.
Okay.
Look at that.
So
I thought they were a lot smaller. I thought it might be a one-person thing, the Thor hammer, but this is a
It
party.
actually shrinks quite a bit. It was a lot bigger. Obviously, you're going to lose some of the weight when you cook, especially when you slow cook for it.
Look at it should. Look at it just fall away. Oh, yeah, Kendall, get your microphone right in there.
So, it's done exactly what I wanted it to do. Because it's my first hammer, I was a bit nervous.
Oh, my Lord.
But that has just shredded in my hands. I don't even need a knife. I've just got my gloves on.
That's the secret to a good meat dish, I think. So I had Wagyu once where you literally put your fork in it and it just broke apart like butter.
It's good. Needs a tiny bit of salt.
Do you know, you can tell I never use the kitchen. I don't know where anything is. Am I allowed to use a fork?
Yeah.
Because I'm a germaphobe. I actually don't like salt either, so I'm just going to go plain. This is my dish, just the meat itself. Kendall, would you like a fork?
I'm going to make Kendall a little
burrito.
So a little taco, fresh taco.
Okay, so this is Thor's hammer. Yep. Those of you listening at home, now, of course, if you don't see the live stream while it's live, you can always go back and watch it on FIVEAA Facebook and YouTube.
And what you do with the family, like that would feed 1.5 families or more.
It's a village.
Heat the tortillas up in the microwave, wrap them in foil, put them on the table.
10
keep
seconds?
them warm.
You just separate?
I do the whole lot.
Okay,
and then I normally 30 seconds and then turn them around a little bit more, and then I'll wrap them up, put them on the table, throw the straw on the table, throw all your hot sauces and other sauces on the table.
Oh,
and then...
Right, so Kendall's getting her tortilla, bit of slaw on top of that. Here comes the meat. This is Thor's hammer, which is cooked to perfection. Chris wore that fancy black glove that you see meat chefs use, like Salt Bay.
That's it. A little bit of
pinch of salt.
A little bit of salt, a little bit of barbecue sauce.
Baby Ray's.
Bit of Baby Ray's.
Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. So this has got the brown sugar and all the extra juice in there.
Yeah.
Right, I'm putting this down while I eat.
Could you put your macaroni cheese in that too, or is it too messy? You just want your macaroni as a side.
Yeah. And this would be great in burritos.
Oh, Kendall.
So I make burritos for the Crows.
Yep.
And I think I might put some of that in their burritos tonight.
Oh, that is awesome.
Oh, we need photo. Yeah, we never get enough photos.
All right, here's Kendall. People want to see the live. This is what the live stream in the internet was created for, Kendall, so that people can actually see you eat live on air. Don't trip it. Are you allowed to drink any more of that?
Yeah.
Powers, or are you got to read again at 3:30, 4 o'clock?
There's the mac and cheese. I'm going to try a little bit of the wine.
You know, Mike Smithson gave me some advice. He said, never talk with food in your mouth on this
segment.
On the show, on
a foodie show, it's fine.
And keep, that meat is just divine, isn't it?
I'm very glad I could find something that you would eat on the first show with you.
This is an absolute winner. Do you know what? I don't know if the audience would enjoy it. You could cook this every week and I'd be happy. Like, just Foodie Friday is Thor's hammer. Every single week.
We will do a lot of meat dishes. I might try and actually...
Kendall, get into the macaroni cheese.
Yeah.
I've got to pass on that, unfortunately. I can't do that.
I might try and come up with something to trick you one day.
So all of this, like my wife does that, makes orange potato, you know, so she just...
Do you eat any vegetables?
Potato.
Mushrooms?
Potato. That's it. I mean, potato. But this is why I've got a cast of thousands to help me out here.
You can make mushrooms taste like steak.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do that. I'll try because it's you. So we can find all of this on the FIVEAA website.
Yes. Yep.
We can buy this beautiful wine, the Penley Estates wine from Powell's. So it's the Schertzi, which is a blend of the Cab Sav, the Merlot, the Cabernet Franc, and the Shiraz from the beautiful Coonawarra down in the southeast. So
yeah, and if you want to try,
go well with your wine and your steak.
And remember, if you don't have a smoker, it's not a game changer. You can just slow cook it in your slow cooker.
That is a winner. Nice combination. Good. And I'm, unlike you, not a huge mac and cheese eater, but that's nice. Did you say they're breadcrumbs on top?
Yeah. So yeah, put breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese, just to give it a bit of a nice colour and crust at the end.
Now, we do want to thank Smeg because they are responsible for heating up all of these things. Your amazing food here. If you're building, renovating, the first choice should always be Smeg's showroom. Debney Distributors. You'll taste the difference with Smeg and Powell's, home of all.
You know what I didn't talk about, which I wanted to tell you? After it's smoked, the bone marrow in the bone was bubbling. Oh. And I got bread and I dipped it in there. And I don't know, not everyone's a bone marrow fan, but the bone marrow, and then the rest of the bone marrow, as it's cooking, melts into the...
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
As kids, we used to get that little bone and you would...
Yep. So you would do that?
Yeah. As kids, we'd love it.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Pete Evans would do that.
Savage, but... Chris, that was amazing. I'm not sure you can top this. This might be your best yet.
Yeah, I am very happy.
Can we get the Thor's hammer at Jarmer's Kitchen? Is it too difficult because...
Oh, if they pre-ordered it, we could do it. Look at this little crusty bit here.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
That is just divine. So what happens, I'm interested to see now when we're about to go to the break, and Kendall's got headlines in just a second. So what happened, describe the scene for me. Is it like the Crows Change Rooms post when all of a sudden it goes from empty to 1,000 people very quickly, like the Sports Show boys? They're just about to go to the Oval ahead of the Crows in Brisbane. Are they just going to get a handful on the way out?
Oh, yeah. Nah. And then I invite all the office staff to come and partake in...
So the sales staff sort of pretend that they're mild-mannered and all that kind of stuff, and then...
And as soon as the show's over, they know. They're in.
Amazing. Thank you, Chris. Good luck to you Crows tonight.
Thank you.
First and foremost. Feed the boys well. I'm sure they enjoy that. Kendall, thank you for coming. Thank you for being part of it. Kendall. Take that back to the newsroom. Just don't tell HR or management. And thank you again to Powell's. Thank you to Jarmer's Kitchen. Thank you to everyone. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. It continues on the other side. We'll let you know what's happening on the weekend. That's all coming up after this short break. All thanks to Complete Care. Back in a second, folks.
FIVEAA Mornings with Graham Goodings.
Opposition Leader Vincent Tarzia has his thoughts on the budget. He joins me now.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a towering debt, and our concern is what looks to be a hidden debt that is actually a massive iceberg for the people of South Australia that we're all heading towards. Where is the debt going to end up?
Graham Goodings.
It looks like the government has gambled on the state's credit card.
Weekday mornings from 9 on FIVEAA. Always Adelaide.
Don't miss the Cheapest Chips Chippy Rewards Super Sale this weekend.
Cheapest Chips.
Members get 25% off indoor and outdoor furniture. So sign up and start saving. Offer ends this Sunday. Live cheaper at the Chippy Rewards Super Sale at Cheapest Chips.
At SEW Eurodrive, we keep Australian industry moving with innovative drive technologies and unmatched service. Our 24-hour emergency breakdown service minimises downtime to maintain productivity.
Where is the best spot in Australia for your Friday night food? Only at the Adelaide Central Market. Freshly shucked oysters, house-made pizzas. We're talking world-famous laksa, lasagna, just like Nonna used to make, the Portuguese tarts and the Algerian paella. Whatever you feel like, you'll find it on a Friday at the Adelaide Central Market. This is along with the deliciously cheap food and electric atmosphere too. There's great specials on all the produce and fantastic live music. The Adelaide Central Market is the place to be on a Friday night. Go and have a look for yourself. It's amazing how many people go. Such a great atmosphere. Open Tuesday to Saturday. Late night trading on Fridays until 9. For more information, visit adelaidecentralmarket.com.au. Friday nights only at the Central Market.
A new, elevated shopping experience awaits at Burnside Village. With a 2-story Mecca flagship store, Coco Republic, JB Hi-Fi, Uniqlo, Style Runner, Kavari, July and much more. Burnside Village. Fashion, dining, lifestyle. BurnsideVillage.com.au.
Dreamland's 5-day sale is a right royal sale.
Celebrate the King's Birthday long weekend with up to 50% off all Red Tag products right now at Dreamland. That's up to half price on big brand Australian ensembles, mattresses, beds, bedroom furniture and Manchester. Plus, for 5 days only, finishing Monday, get free local delivery. That's right, free local delivery. You'll be seeing red if you miss out. Conditions apply. Hurry, Dreamland's King's Birthday 5-day sale finishes Monday.
Get the royal treatment at Dreamland.
Dreamland. When your youngest finishes school and pick up and drop off become a distant memory. When the neighbours no longer have loud music to complain about. When you wake up and fall asleep to the sound of silence because the kids have flown the nest. If only it happened sooner. Semi-retirement, disposable income and infinite time to spend it. You're a super consumer. If you run a business that'd like to reach the consumer we call the trifecta, speak to us here at FIVEAA.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre. Freestyle Libre is a small wearable sensor that monitors your glucose levels and trends and sends them straight to your phone. Instant, up-to-date feedback. No finger pricks. How good is that? And you can trial Freestyle Libre for only $15. Just head to freestylelibre.com.au to find out how. T's and C's apply. Follow directions for use. Read warnings before purchase. Free yourself from finger pricks with Freestyle Libre.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brettig. A woman's been arrested and charged with theft after an Airbnb at Lockleys was robbed on the weekend. Australia may loosen restrictions around American beef imports in a bid to secure a trade deal with the US president. Testing of water in the Coorong's North Lagoon has confirmed the presence of toxic algae. And it's game day for the Adelaide Crows against Brisbane. Showers and 17, at the moment 16. More news at 4 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Always live. 5AA. Always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
Complete Care, you can check out our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. A lot of people sending messages. A lot of love for Chris Jama in there as well. Robin says she's hungry. Judy says go Crows. Jenny's salivating. Jenny with 2 N's says that looks divine and yummalicious. Judy says my mouth is watering. Robin says yum. There's a lot of people giving it a lot of love, which is terrific. And Annette said, how much would you get? Well, Annette, I can tell you that 5AA, is that showing on the live stream? Excellent. I don't know if the people know this, but our 5AA staff who are all scoffing into it are now on the live stream. Have a look at them. As you would. There is so much meat on those Thor's hammer. It is just incredible. Somebody asked, Jen asked, how much is the wine? Jen, thank you. So I spoke to Sam at Powell's, Parafield Airport Liquor. He said normally it's about $50 a bottle, that particular drop from the Coonawarra. However, if you go into Powell's before Sunday, $35. $15 saving. So that's amazing. If you want to check out the beautiful wines from the Coonawarra or any wine that will suit your palate, you'll find it at Parafield Airport Liquor Store. What's on for the weekend? Let's find out.
To help plan your weekend, here's what's on.
So we heard Chris Jama, and the reason he did the Thor's Hammer today is because it's the Beer and Barbecue Festival. Starts today, goes across the weekend, part of the King's Birthday long weekend. There is so much to see and enjoy. Gareth Lewis is joining us from the Beer and Barbecue Fest. Gareth, welcome.
G'day. Thanks for having me on.
10th year and final year, so I guess some emotions in that there's a bit of sadness there, but there'll be excitement because you're in for 3 big days.
Yeah, look, it's a bit of a celebration of everything that we've done over the last decade. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Has the decade gone fast for you?
Look, a lot of things have changed since 2015, but the more things change, the more they stay the same. So.
This is, if anyone hasn't been, this is the one to go to, isn't it? Go and enjoy, go out with a bang. You've got the very best barbecue, you've got the very best beers and the live music. Start with the beers for us. How many brewers do you think people will enjoy this weekend?
Yeah, look, we've got about 70 brewers across the site, mostly independent brewers, a bunch of them from interstate. And, of course, you know, like the locals that have supported us right from the start. There's 10 brewers left from the original lineup 10 years ago. So
wow.
That's a bit of a bookend on that as well.
Are you allowed to say, Gareth, your favourite drop?
Oh, look, I don't like to play favourites with the Brewers, but I always tell people try something you haven't tried before. If it sounds weird and wonderful, then just say yes.
It's a good point. It's a little bit like the Fringe, isn't it? Probably enjoy the beer that you always enjoy, but then try something different because that may become your new favourite.
Absolutely, yeah. And look, these guys, are doing it really tough for the Brewers. They're in a world of pain, the independent Brewers. So, getting out and supporting them and like seeing what they've got to offer is really important. Most of them are independent family businesses.
So you got beautiful barbecue too. I mean, people have been cooking up a storm, and this will be a meaty weekend.
Yeah, look, it's anything flame grilled is the order of the weekend, and anything from the traditional American sort of style, low and slow, your smoking grillers and your smoky uppercuts through to Tully Vietnamese. Yep. And Sneaky Pickle are doing like a ramen cup with a beef rib stuffed in the top, and there's all sorts of different stuff.
I imagine too, it's a cool week. It's a good weekend for you. It's perfect beer, barbecue, live music. Groups of people, body warmth, radiant heat from a barbecue kind of weekend.
Oh, look! As soon as the barbecue's lit up this morning, and you can smell, the smell of pork cooking all across the showground, and the fires are on, and it's middle of winter. Bring your coat, bring your gloves, bring your beanie, but there's plenty to see and do and listen to.
All right, so beer tick, food tick, and then the entertainment. You've outdone yourself as well. What a lineup you've got this year.
Yeah, tonight's Wolf Mother are just sound checking at the moment. I've just had to duck into the office to find a quiet space. So the legendary Wolf Mother, 20 years on from their self-titled record. Tomorrow night, the Chats, probably the biggest punk band in Australia at the moment. And Sunday night, Tim Finn will be closing out the night. It'd be a real special sort of sing-along. We've also got Henry Wagons doing the Cash American Recording Show. So that'll be the first time that's seen in South Australia on Sunday night as well.
I like that. You've actually catered for everyone, every little bit of taste. So Finn is more traditional, I guess, probably more known in the pop culture. I saw the Chats when they played support for the Foo Fighters. It's not really my kind of music, but it was interesting to see them. And as you say, Wolf Mother's one of the great Australian rock bands of all time. So what a way to start.
Iconic. Yeah, and look, there's 4 stages across the site. So we've got a secret saloon bar which has entertainment all weekend long. People like Slim Krusty and Henry and Caitlin Harner and Andy Gollage for the country music heads as well. Some line dancing going on in there.
You've got them covered. How are you going to feel, do you think, at the end of it?
Look, I'm looking forward to sleeping on Monday, but it's not the end completely. It will be back in some format, but it's just the end of this version of the event. So we're sort of encouraging anyone that's ever been to the event to come down and have a drink with us, have a sing along, and savour the last decade really with the brewing industry.
Have a great time. The Dad Bod competition still go on?
The beer bod, we're gender agnostic. We've had a lady win it before, so that's on Saturday afternoon at 3:00. Yeah.
Every time I tune into Just Adelaide Things on Instagram, I get to see it each and every year, which is excellent. Gareth,
I think it's like their New Year's
Eve. Yeah, it is. It is. They love it. It gets them a lot of hits. Gareth, all the best. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. Hope it goes really well. I'm sure it will. I know you got the footy on tonight. You've got the FIVEAA people. I know Tim and Tom and Pembo's popping down, so it's going to be a massive weekend for everyone. All the best with it. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks so much, and go to Crows.
Good on you, Gareth. Gareth Lewis from the Beer and Barbecue Fest. You can find out all the details, everything you need to know at beerbarbecuefest.com.au. But an incredible lineup across 3 days for the 10th anniversary and also the final in this format at Leith. 18 minutes to 4. What else is happening across the weekend? If you know of something, 8223 0000. Mark Kulmatri. Hopefully I got that right. Like my own name, it's probably been mispronounced many times over the year. He is the co-director of the Winter Whale Festival at Victor. G'day, Mark.
Good afternoon to you and your listeners.
Did I get it right? Was it close?
Yes. I've been called many things, but that's fine.
Yeah, me too. I accept anything that's remotely close, Mark, to be honest. Somebody called me Leah once, and that was close enough. I'll accept it. Hey, this is such a great idea. So this is a month-long festival, isn't it, where you celebrate the arrival of the southern right whales?
That's it. It's a very special time for not only just our people, the Ramanjari, who have welcomed the whales in for tens of thousands of years, but over the last couple of centuries, many, many people have welcomed the whales in. And right now, we're just enjoying winter in the Fleurier.
So people have passion for this. I'm sure you would see a lot of people who are just whale enthusiasts. Have we seen any yet so far, Mark? Is this the period of time when they'll start to breach and we'll see a few?
They'll start to come in. We saw one come in a couple of weeks ago, and that was the Southern Right. Before that, we've had several humpbacks around the place.
Okay.
So they have been coming in for the last few weeks.
So it's educational and entertaining, isn't it? It's a lot of fun first and foremost, but you're going to walk away smarter than when you walked in.
Oh, no doubt. There's just so much information to give over, so much learning, so much sharing that, there were whale enthusiasts that have been coming down into Victor Harbour and the Fleurieu for tens of years. And, that they're bringing their knowledge, and we're trying to share that with having walking tours and art exhibitions and an expo, markets. Now, tomorrow is, the weather's looking a bit dreary. However, this is about the whales. And, they can't do much about it, but they'll come and put on a show for everyone. And we hope that in the Fleurieu we can do the same. And so 9 o'clock tomorrow at Victor Cinema is the opening, the Ramanjari opening of the Whale Festival. But there's got so much activities that are going on that included the food and wine and fun and children's activities, family fun. So just rug up.
Well done. Yeah, that's right. It's only wind. It's only rain. Perfect. And you know what? We're so desperate for it, Mark. It's fair to say that people will be happy just to be out there and see it. Do we know, is it the same whales all the time? Are you able to, are they named whales, or is it just a surprise?
We're not quite 100% sure. There are some that keeps returning, but let's hope there's some surprises as well. But, that might be something down the future that we start naming them.
Yeah.
And so we know when someone comes in, whether or not it's Mary or Bob or Mark or whatever, or Stacey or Tara or Anna or someone comes in, we know that they're coming in and they're coming in to visit.
I reckon Bob's a good name for a whale. Here's Bob. He's back again. Let's go and check him out. Can I thank you and your team, Mark, on behalf of the staff for the work that you do in terms of the protection and preservation of the marine life and of the landscapes there on the coast, because it's so important that people like you are passionate about this, because we are so blessed that an hour down the road from us here in the metro, we have this wonderland of marine life.
That's it. And if they can't make it tomorrow, please come down on the 29th of June, because there is a whole lot of activities happening. And then that concludes at 5 p.m. on that evening, when there's a large lantern workshop that'll go through and the festival will happen. So it's a whole month of festival and good times in the Fleurieu.
It's so much fun. Oh, I think it's so beautiful to see these amazing creatures with your own eyes. It's one thing to see them on documentaries or on the news, etc., but to see them live, you get quite excited, don't you, Mark? There's a lot of wooing and wailing from people in the audience when you're watching just the ocean and you don't see a lot, and then all of a sudden, bang, out it comes. It's amazing.
That's right. And the weather's not going to bother anyone, because they're so used to being there with their beanies on and rugged up and watching these magnificent creatures of the world.
Yes, well done. Lovely to have you on, Mark. Enjoy the weekend and enjoy the month. It's a terrific initiative. We hope everyone supports and pumps the money down into the local community there on the Fleurieu on Victor Harbour. So the Winter Whale Fest, it's a month-long festival. What's the best place to get all the details, Mark?
Just go onto the website, have a look on social media, look up Winter Whale Fest, and all the information is there for you.
Well done. Lovely to have you on. Enjoy your weekend, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best. Mark Coolmatry, the co-director of the Winter Whale Festival there in Victor Harbour. Let's swing around. Let's go a little closer to home. Grote Street, Gooja Street in the city, the beautiful Adelaide Central Market, for a one-day celebration of South Australia's best wineries, unlimited tasting, live music and delicious food. It is on again, the Adelaide Wine Festival. Paul Bradovich. Paul, welcome. Lovely to have you on.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm well. Calm before the storm for you. It's a big day on Sunday.
It is. Well, we don't mind the storm, because you think maybe a wet, windy day on a Sunday and nothing to do.
Everyone will sneak in the market.
It might be a good day to sit down and have a glass of red.
So it's fair to say too, Paul, isn't it, that this is not just for the wine connoisseur. If you are, that's great. But if you are someone who just loves a drop, you want to match that with some beautiful food, no better place to do it this weekend than the market.
Correct. We've got 6 or 7 of the market stall holders open, the food vendors, so they'll be supplying food. This is our second year at it, so
Yes.
we've added a few extra venues with food, only because the success that we've had with the first one. So we've got sort of nearly doubled the tickets that are coming in.
Excellent.
And so, yeah.
And I saw
food
that.
vendors.
Sorry to interrupt. I saw some of the favourites like Lucia's and CC's and Cumbia, like they're all getting involved too.
Yeah, they're all back again, and we've got probably another half a dozen on top of that.
Excellent.
So, everyone wants to get on board. It's a great day. So, it's a small, short Sunday afternoon session where we're there from 11 till 5.
Yes.
Being a long weekend, they can party on after that. We've got a bit of an after party at the Mismatch Hotel. And they're a partnership in the day. So
well done.
Got to plug them a little bit.
Absolutely. And you've got all the wine region covered too. Like I'm a non-drinker, Paul, but I'm parochial for the Coonawarra because we love the southeast. But you've got the McLaren Vale and the Adelaide Hills, and you got the Barossa. Everyone's covered.
No, we've actually made a bit of an effort this year to get a few more of the Coonawarra wines in. Last year, I don't think we might have had 1 or 2, but we've probably got 4 or 5 this year. So definitely cover all the regions. And with the wineries these days, they're doing more wines, as in the international wines that you don't usually see grown in Australia or South Australia. They're the imported ones. So there's a lot more varieties out there now than what there used to be.
Well done.
And they're sort of grown in different regions now, which you wouldn't expect, like the Tempranillos and Sangiovese. So they're coming from different areas, from Clare, from the Barossa, from Southeast. So,
gotcha, covered.
And that's why we do these events, to try and educate, the public that, you don't have to buy imported wines, and let's buy local.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? Food,
Yeah.
wine, good friends. You can get it all at the Adelaide Central Market. The website is adelaidewinefestival.com.au. You can check out the list of vendors there and all the food there. Hope it's a great weekend for you, Paul.
No, appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a great Sunday. And tickets are almost sold out, aren't they? So people need to get their skates on.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's bigger than expected, and if you can, jump in as quick as you can.
Well done. AdelaideWineFestival.com.au. Paul Bradovich there from the Adelaide Wine Festival. Just a couple of the events that are happening across this long weekend. Get out and enjoy it. Yes, it's a bit wintry, it's a bit windy, but still lots of fun, lots of great things to get involved in. 8223 0000 is my number if you'd like to join us. Maybe able to sneak a call in before we go. We'll check in with Tim and Rowie. They're at the football Oval, ahead of Crows and Brisbane, and we'll give you a last chance to win a prize next.
Our state can be proud of its unique businesses, big and small. Let's celebrate them with 5AA's Best of SA.
Phil Hoffman Travel, proudly South Australian and family owned for over 30 years, creating moments you'll never forget, connecting South Australians to the world using their experience, expertise and genuine care. Whether you're travelling for pleasure, business, group travel, conferences or events, Phil Hoffman Travel has you covered. Visit pht.com.au.
The Best of SA, thanks to major sponsor Ray White Business Sales and Adelaide's 5AA.
Buy an Austrac Campers hybrid camper in June and score a free 3.3 kVA Oztough generator and a bonus 95 litre dual zone fridge. Only during Austrac's end of financial year super sale. Conditions apply.
Austrac Campers.
Ready for a fresh start in a location you love? Speak with Rossdale Homes. At Rossdale, we specialise in knockdown rebuilds, giving you a brand new home at your favourite address. Whether it's a single story, 2-story or split level design, we'll custom build a home that fits your style, needs and budget. And with our fixed price contracts, you'll have complete peace of mind from start to finish. Rossdale Homes, your local SA builder, because trust is a must.
So what you're about to hear is life-changing. I hope you're sitting down, or if maybe you're in the car, just make sure you're doing the speed limit, because you could win $1 million instant cash. How? By getting your tickets for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery by midnight tonight. You can go into the early bird draw for $1 million. If you get your tickets now, homelottery.com.au, you'll also stay in the draw too. That gives you a 1 in 15 chance of winning a prize. Incredible odds. Early bird deadline is midnight tonight, though. Maybe it's your turn to win big. If you purchase a ticket in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery, you'll also be proud that you're funding life-changing medical research, which will help find cures and improve care for all South Australians. We're talking life-changing prizes and life-changing impact. Buy now, homelottery.com.au.
Did you know 95% of your old mobile phone is recyclable? Metals, batteries, plastics and glass, all ready for a new life as new things, like bottles, crates, roads, sunglasses and even new tech. That means less mining and more for the environment. Recycle your old phones with Mobile Muster today and make an impact. Visit mobilemuster.com.au for more information.
At Holistic Care SA, we're focused on capacity building, not just care. We help people with disability gain the support, skills and confidence for independent living. Whether it's creating a resume, catching a bus to the footy or learning to cook independently in your home or in one of ours, Holistic Care SA makes those milestones happen. For a friendly chat about supported independent living, visit holisticcaresa.com.au because everyone deserves the chance to become who they're meant to be.
This is the sound of Emma unwasting that third fruit by turning it into a super smoothie. And this is the sound of Tom unwasting last night's dinner by turning it into a free lunch. And this is the sound of Alice unwasting by finally cooking the right amount of pasta. Australia, together we can turn food waste around. Start unwasting at thegreatunwaste.com.au.
5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
Almost out of here. Kendall Brady coming up very shortly with 5AA News. Tim and Rowie are at the Adelaide Oval ahead of the Crows in Brisbane tonight. A couple of text messages before we get out of here. Marion says it looks delicious, beautifully cooked, Chris. There is also lactose-free cheese and macaroni cheese. Thank you, Marion. Maria says, Leith, keep out of the kitchen. Kathy said, what does Jessica cook for you? You'd be hard. No, pretty easy, Kathy. Just, steak or schnitzel, chicken. What else do we do? Bolognese. You can get non-alcoholic wine. Thank you, Charlie. Not really into that, but I'm sure people could. I like my steak where a good vet could bring it back to life. Oh, no, a bit too rare for me, Matthew, but thank you for that. Can Chris tell us about the knife that he's using? I'll get him to do that next Friday for you on the show. Okay, so apologies that we missed that text. Just before I go, and sorry to leave on a sad note, I do want to pay tribute, though, publicly to one of God's gentlemen, a lovely man, a great South Australian by the name of John Cronin, who passed away on Wednesday night. We found out about John's passing yesterday. As I mentioned on social media, if you ever went to a movie preview in the 90s, 2000s, anytime you went to the Capri Theatre, I'm sure you would have seen John. Lovely guy, short guy, little beard, always had a big smile. He was a man who started in the film industry here in Adelaide at the age of 13. And then over 5+ decades, he was the manager for Hoyts. He had Showtime Promotions. He was the rep for Village Roadshow. He managed the Capri at Goodwood. He was 52 years in the end, which is such an extraordinary achievement. He was a dear friend and has always been a dear friend of Ann Wills. And I spoke to Willsy today. He used to be on Willsy's show Clapperboard, and Willsy was saying that he was the glue that kept everyone together. They've been friends from 1968, and now she feels like she's missing her left arm. He was a passionate South and Carlton supporter, and he would often lament with me in text messages about how bad the Blues were going, so we always shared that. He's now reunited with his beautiful wife, Marg, and no doubt he's watching movies up in heaven with Bob Wallace and Bob Parr. So I just wanted to pay my tributes personally to his son, Paul, and to his 3 beautiful grandchildren. He's a legend. A lot of people in Adelaide knew John and loved John, and he will be sorely missed. I hope for his sake and selfishly for mine, the Blues can get a win for him this weekend. But rest in peace, John Cronin, one of the absolute diamonds and gentlemen. And I thought to finish the show, it is what he would want, John, because he was such a lover of the movies. We got 3 family passes to give away to the Wallace Cinemas. So in memory of John, we'd love to send you and your family off to the movies. So first 3 callers through 8223 0055 will send you off to the Wallace Cinemas. Go and watch a movie and think of John as you do that. Thanks, folks. It's been a fun first week. We'll see you Monday from 1.
Coming up next, Adelaide's only local sports show. It's the very latest in sport, live from Adelaide. Enjoy the crisp, clear digital sounds now with the FIVEAA Player app. Always streaming, always Adelaide.
The Great Caravan and RV end of financial year sale is on now at Camper Agent RV Supercentre. It's the biggest sale event of the year with up to $20,000 off selected new caravans and motorhomes. Plus, up to $20,000 off selected pre-owned motorhomes and camper vans. Unbeatable value with a 3-year warranty available on eligible models. Shop from top names like Winnebago, Windsor, Corrible, Hitchhiker and X-Tour. Ends June 30. T's and C's apply. Only at Camper Agent RV Supercentre, Parafield Gardens.
It's a fact. There are thousands of medium-sized homes all over Adelaide that have old-style, inefficient heating and cooling. So, upgrade now with Mannix. Get a super-efficient, top-quality ducted reverse cycle air conditioning system now and be comfortable all year round from an incredible $7,990 fully installed with our 10-year installation guarantee. Conditions apply. But don't delay, prices are rising. Buy now and save. From the SA name you know and trust.
When you're cooking up a seafood storm, go straight to the people that process and distribute it. Samtas Seafoods. The best quality and best prices for all of your seafood. Load up your freezer and mix and match up to 4 kilograms of premium seafood for just $60. And what about the range? Atlantic salmon portions, flathead and barramundi fillets, crumb gar, salt and pepper squid, crumb prawns and more. Mix and match 4 kilos for just $60. Only at Samtas Seafoods. Open 7 days. Factory Direct, Richmond Road, Richmond.
Parties, weddings, big events. What do they all have in common? Pals. You know your pals want to have a good time, but what will everyone want to drink? That's when you need to speak to Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals will make sure you've got the right type of drinks, the right amount, and best of all, we'll make sure you've got the best labels that will keep everyone talking about your event. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
The Love Boat sale is on now with Princess Cruises and Phil Hoffman Travel. Enjoy up to $300 onboard credit per stateroom on close-to-home sailings, or up to $1,000 air credit per couple on select international cruise itineraries for Japan, Alaska, Mediterranean and Southeast Asia. Offer ends August 28. T's and C's apply. Contact Phil Hoffman Travel. Visit pht.com.au.
When your youngest finishes school and pick up and drop off become a distant memory. When the neighbours no longer have loud music to complain about. When you wake up and fall asleep to the sound of silence because the kids have flown the nest. If only it happened sooner. Semi-retirement, disposable income and infinite time to spend it. You're a super consumer. If you run a business that'd like to reach the consumer